What's going on, everybody? Afflicted Gamer here, back with another Division video. It's Friday, it's time for the weekly vendor reset. You know what that means. I'll go from place to place, easy checkpoint to checkpoint to find out what the best items are for sale this week in the Division. So if the video is helpful in any way, shape, or form, please drop it a like. It's much appreciated and it helps the channel grow. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more Division content as I put these out every single Friday. Friendly reminder to always double check the terminal, because if you do own one blueprint, it goes across all characters. Same thing with Camp Clinton. And other than Firearms gloves blueprint, I own everything down here. So there could be a good weapon, or there could be prototype firearms mods, electronic mods. I don't know. Unfortunately, it doesn't let us see that. Alrighty, and global events are still going on, so let's hope that this week is good, just like last week. So for the exotics, Centurion, expert and competent, not too bad. Remember, April 12th is 1.8.1, so if you see anything at these vendors here in terms of exotics, pick them up if they are roles that you want on your weapons, because they will only be available here at the vendors. Cassidy, sustained, determined, boomstick, 319 stagger. I would pass. 22% damage targets out of cover for the pecan with capable, dominant pecan, pass. Liberator, 19% enemy armor damage with talented, determined, and brutal. Not bad for a skill build at all. Brutal's in the free slot. Keep it or reroll it if you want to. And in terms of the regular gear, which people say they still want to see, PP19, you would have to optimize that way too much. They drop in the open world quite often. And AK-47's not terrible. 23% enemy armor damage. Skilled, get rid of focused, keep ferocious, and you have yourself a PvE skill build, classic AK. What else do we have here? Now, and also the drop rates will increase for classified gear. However, if you're new to the game or you're desperate for a piece of gear that you can't get right now or in the next global event in the next day or so, then go ahead and pick it up. Other than that, I would hold off, or at least hold off until the end of the week. Pick up only what you need. Tactician's Authority Vest, 1154 stamina, skill haste, enemy armor damage, ammo capacity. No, you know what? I was gonna say you could reroll some stuff, but honestly, it would be a waste. And you would have to optimize it way too much. And Tactician is coming in the next 24 hours from the moment I am making this video. Decent striker holster. This stuff will be labeled as gear because people do like to see it. Alright, we have a good firearms mod. 265, almost a max roll with 3% skill haste. I would pick a few of those up. I just might do that myself. And 5.5% first aid self heal. 6% is the max roll. So if you don't have any 6%, you have credits to waste. I would pick a few of these up for now and put them on your build. And, oh, there we go. Extended mag, 121% mag size, 4% crit damage, and 4.9% rate of fire. Too bad the rate of fire was a touch higher, but hello, and I will take a few myself. Thank you very much. And what else do we have down here? Alright, not too bad. Grab that extended magazine. Let's move on. Alright, upstairs in the base of operations at the gear vendor, for those of you that are a fan of damage to elites mods, we've got a firearms mod this week. 195 firearms and 3% damage to elites. Grab them while they're here.
So it's no deal?
No.
I can live with that.
Cool. And if you make your way up to Camp Clinton at the special blueprints vendor, I know that there is an MG5 here. I checked on my PC account quickly. Other than that, firearms knee pads, electronics gloves, and that is it. So there will be one more weapon blueprint there. Not sure what it's going to be. In terms of the exotics, they're a little bit better than down in the terminal. Centurion has expert and commanding, not that great, but the score on it is quite high. You could reroll commanding if you want the Centurion. Pecan, 20% damage to targets out of cover with predatory, brutal, and pecan. Keep it as is or reroll it. It would be good for PvE. Score is a little bit low, but in terms of damage targets out of cover and base damage, you will have to optimize it to get them up a little bit. The Historian, 167% headshot damage with harmful, brutal, and history repeats. Get rid of harmful if you want for something else, because the headshot damage is quite high. You've got yourself a pretty decent historian. The Liberator, 18% enemy armor damage, competent, destructive, focused. Get rid of focused. Good thing it's even in the free slot, so you could choose whatever you want. Make a skill build, make a PvP or PvE build. It's up to you. Again, you're going to have to optimize it with the enemy armor damage being a little bit low, but it's not too bad. Cassidy, I would pass on that. In terms of this stuff, the Reclaimer Ventilator, if you don't have one because you're new to the game and you need a mask, this one is good. 1181 electronics, reroll that number because you've got 8% enemy armor damage in the major, 12% damage to elites in the minor. You're good to go. The backpacks, I'm pretty much going to skip the backpacks unless I mean, this is a good Alpha Bridge pack. Anyone that's making a build, for the most part, they are not using gear set packs, is what I've noticed. It's either the Ninja Bike, Inventive, Relentless, or Specialized. If anybody still wants to see the basic backpacks that are non-classified, go ahead and throw it in the comments down below. Other than that, I really don't see a point in putting them in because they don't really get used, other than the ones that I mentioned. Now, if we scroll on down, we have a 6% First Aid Self-Heal Prototype Performance mod. So, hopefully you didn't buy the other one, and go ahead and get yourself a max roll of 6% up here at Camp Clinton.
Hey, catch you another time.
See you next Friday. Okay, if you make your way across town to the Southpaw Safe House, he has one item for sale here. 2% pulse critical hit chance, prototype performance mod. 2% is a max roll, so for those of you that like to stack your crit chance, I would go ahead and pick a few of these up.
Maybe next time.
Maybe. Okay, and making our way into the Dark Zone at the 5th Ave DZ checkpoint, there's one item for sale here. That was everything for sale in the Light Zone. We have a Reflex Sight, 6% crit hit chance, 4% crit hit damage, and 5.5% headshot damage. So, unless you already have a better one, I would go ahead and pick a couple of these up.
Don't make a habit of not buying.
Don't make it a habit of telling me what to do, bully. Alright, over at the East 34th Street DZ checkpoint, there's one item for sale here. We have again another First Aid Self-Heal mod. Why am I showing you another one? Well, just in case you don't have enough Phoenix credits to go ahead and buy the 6% at Camp Clinton, but you do have a bunch of DZ funds and don't know what to do with them, you can go ahead and pick a few of these up and you're only half 8% off from the max roll.
Next time, come ready to buy.
Or what?
Don't waste my time.
Alright, in the DZ06 safe room, there's one item for sale here. If you do not have the classified version, there are a pair of striker gloves here, 1224 firearms, 12% shotgun damage. Keep that or leave it. I know some people still like to run and gun shotguns with striker. 15% crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and 5% crit hit chance. So, pick them up only if you absolutely need them and don't have the classified version.
That's fine. Someone else will want.
Alright, in the DZ08 safe room, there's a couple items for sale here. First up, there's a Vigorous chest plate. It is not the greatest, but if you really need one, the rolls are not that bad. You'll have to make up for the 1192 stamina. You can re-roll that into a different slot, bump up the number, choice is yours, but you do have 8% skill haste, over 15,000 health, and ammo capacity in the minor. A little bit of optimization, and you're good to go. Also, for those of you that did not pick it up last week under my recommendation, at this vendor we have yet again a Tulip jacket. It will make you an amazing PvP player. Don't pass it up. Alright, if you make your way up to the Park Ave DZ checkpoint, there's one item for sale here. There's an Infantry MG5. I realize that the score is a little bit low, but for those of you that really want one, because it is a good LMG, nice and sturdy, 20% damage to targets out of cover with Predatory, Prepared, and Unforgiving. You can literally leave it as is or reroll Predatory for something else, and either way you have yourself a good Infantry MG5. Alright, for the final stop of the week, up at the DZ09 safe room, first up at the mods vendor, Extended Mag, 118% mag size, 3% crit hit chance, 4% crit hit damage, perfect for weapons like the Bullfrog that have a very high RPM. And to compensate that, there is a 5.52 Holosight for sale, 7.5% crit hit chance, 5.5% headshot damage, and 4% crit hit damage. Those will go together quite nicely. Then moving on up to the gear vendor, remember pick these up only if you do not have the classified versions. We've got a really good striker mask, 1256 firearms, 7.5% enemy armor damage, disorient resist in the minor, which you can reroll for damage to elites or whatever you like. Striker harness, 1264 stamina, 5% enemy armor damage, 4% all resistance, you can reroll that for health, and ammo capacity in the minor. So again, if you don't have the classifieds, go ahead and pick those up for now to fill in the slots on your build. And obviously, don't forget the tulip jacket. So,
Stop wasting my time.
anyways, that is everything we had for sale this week in the division. Not too bad. Hopefully there is a blueprint that I own that you guys don't. That would be quite decent. Other than that, hopefully there is something that you guys want. Good luck grinding out the rest of the global events, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video or in the next live stream. Friendly reminder, you can follow me on Twitter at Afflicted Gamer, and the stream times for me to be live here on YouTube will be at the end of the video. Other than that, have a great weekend, agents, and I'll see you soon in the next one.